Hi everybody, Bob with Knives Town here. Today's topic is going to be knife accessories and the kinds of things that you would like to keep around to keep your knives working, functioning well, making sure that you get the longest life possible out of your knives and just getting the most enjoyment out of them. The first thing that people think about when you're talking about knife accessories is sharpening. And what I like to use is I've got a couple of clamp systems here for sharpening my knives. I like the clamp system because it holds the blade at a consistent angle, and there's a lot of sharpeners out there and many of them require you to hold by hand a consistent angle. And unless you're just really have a good steady hand, which of course many people do, but I prefer using the clamp system. It just makes it foolproof. This is a Blade Master kit here, and it uses ceramic hones, and this is a Lansky diamond hone system. So it's really the same thing. You have this clamp, and you clamp the knife in there, and it holds it at a consistent angle, and you're able to put a good sharp edge on it. The thing about the clamp systems that you might want to know is they do require the clamp to be able to pinch down on the blade of the knife. So the blade really does need to have a flat spot on it near the spine where the clamp can clamp down on it. If you've got a knife that has a full flat grind from spine to edge, sometimes it can make the clamp system not work quite as well, and when you clamp the knife in there, it'll wobble because it's a triangular shape that the clamp is trying to grab onto. But there are ways of getting around that, and maybe I can show you that another time. But these are certainly excellent ways of sharpening your knives, and I've gotten a lot of good use out of these. There are other sharpening tools as well. Hones, of course, are probably the oldest way of sharpening. I've got a couple of Lansky hones here, and these are Arkansas stones. You have a soft one which takes off more metal, and then a hard one which does polishing. And this is good for long knives, long kitchen knives perhaps, where you would be working it this way like that, or if you have, for example, one of those knives that has the full flat grind, you can work it on this easily too. These are good hones. Of course, it does require that you keep your hand at a constant edge, but they work very well, and I've gotten good results with them. Another sharpening item that I use here is this triceps sharpener. And let's see if I can get a close-up on this for you. This is basically, I use this for sharpening serrations. And you can see that it's triangular shaped, and so you would fit that into each serration, and then just do a sharpening, like as if you're using a file. And that does sharpen up your serrations very good. So I've gotten good results with that. Okay, the next thing that you might be thinking about for your knives is protection, for lubrication and protection from corrosion and rust. Here's some good products that I make use of. WD-40, it's an all-around product. It's really good. It's an excellent product to use. There is some myths out there that WD-40 has water in it and could cause corrosion on your knives. Not true at all. There is no water in WD-40. If you don't believe that, go to their website and look at the FAQs. There is no water in WD-40. It's made to protect against rust, so it's a great product to use for your knives. This is also a very good product. This is the Sentry Tough Glide, and it does come with this needle applicator tip, which I find very useful. You can really just get a drop right where you need it, right at the pivot there, right in there, and it lubricates and it leaves a dry film that protects your knives. Or another thing you can do here is just use your basic oil. This is some oil that came in a sharpening kit that I use, and this is good for, again, the moving parts. One thing I use this for is I have some large knives that are just pure carbon steel, and what I'll do is I'll put a few drops of this on the blade and then wipe it with a rag, and it just keeps the rust and corrosion away. Good thing there. working with your knives, you're going to probably be taking them apart at some time, from time to time, just to take the scales off or to adjust the pivot screw or things like that. And you're going to want to have some kind of a set of tools to do that with. I have here a set of jeweler's screwdrivers, and these, these are for your flatheads and Phillips, the tiny little screws that are found on that hold the scales on of knives, things like that. I've also got this kit here. I got this from Garrett Wade. It's really a very nice kit. I like it very much. And what you do is this comes with a brass, nice solid brass screwdriver, and you just pick one of your in this case I use this one because it has Torx head drivers, and then just put that in there and you make a nice screwdriver there. And I use this because it has the Torx head. It goes all the way down to 5, so that's a pretty small Torx head. That's a good one. And then you're also going to want to have some Allen wrenches. There are some knives do use Allen wrenches, Allen screws in them, and you've got a good selection here. This is just a basic kit, but it goes all the way from can't even read it. Looks like a 60th to 3/8. So it's a good kit to have there. All right. Next, you might want to have a way of carrying your knives. If you're going to be taking them somewhere or displaying them, having a nice way of storing them that's going to protect them and carry them in a protective way is a good idea. What I've got here is I've got this carry system here, a little carry case, and what it has these elastic. These are elastic pieces here, and the knives can fit under these. So you slide a knife in there like that, and it holds it with 2 elastic pieces each. So this will hold 10, 20, 40 knives, right there. And this is velvet, so it's scratch free. And you put them in there, and then just pack them up like that. Another way to go is the knife roll, which is just like a leather or soft material that you roll them with. It's a good choice, good option there too. All right, what else? Magnification. I definitely use magnification. You're going to want some of that. This here is a 5-power loop, eye loop, and what I use these for is for looking at the edge of the blade to check out for chips or little nicks or chips in the edge of the blade. You can also see if you've made a good consistent edge after resharpening. An eye loop is just a great idea to have that with. I also have this one here, and this has got 3 lenses in it. This is it's 5, 10, and 15 power. So you can see there, however powerful you want, you can really get a good close look at the work you've done on sharpening, and it's good to have. Works well. If your knives are going to be in an environment that has a variable humidity or moisture content, it might be a good idea to just throw in some silica gel. Just throw this into the door or the cabinet, wherever you've got them stored, and the silica gel will soak up the moisture. And that way you keep a dry environment for them, so that if you've got a lot of carbon steel knives, and it's just a good idea to try to keep as much moisture away, especially if you're storing them for a while. So that's a good idea there. Cleaning the knives. I prefer this product here. This is Comet, and there's others that you can use. I know there's I think like Barkeeper's Friend is basically the same thing, but what it is it's a bleach-based cleanser that's scratch-free. That's of course very important. And I've used this on my blades and on my knives. I've gotten a lot of good results. It takes off all of the dirt and maybe the tape gum if you've been opening boxes, and it leaves just a mirror finish on your polished knives. Doesn't scratch. It's a really great product to use for cleaning. I also keep a box of rags. That's good for wiping off. You got to clean your hones and clean your knives to get the oil off of it, so it's good to have some rags. I also have a can of air. If you're going to want to get the dust and the lint out of your knife without getting it wet, a can of air is a good option. You just blow that there, and it blows out the lint out of your knife. It's a good way to go without getting it wet. I do have a bag of paracord that I got from CountyCom, but I couldn't find it. I was looking for it for this video. I couldn't find it. I don't know where it is right now, but I have a bag of paracord that I ordered, and that's a good idea so that you can make lanyards. Here's a lanyard, that's made from paracord. There, I didn't make this one. I actually bought this one, but I've made my own lanyards before. And here's a lanyard I did make. It's a braided lanyard. Now this one is I actually made that from wax shoelaces, but that's a lanyard I made. And then these clips here, you also can get a bag of these clips, which secures the ends of your lanyard, so you can make it, so it doesn't come apart, and that comes with the paracord usually. I also recommend having some kind of this is not necessarily a knife accessory, although you could interpret it in that way. It's a fire starter, and that a fire starter and a knife, they go hand in hand. So that's why I decided to include it here. Now this particular one has its own striker that's tied to the tail. So maybe that but the concept, the idea is to have one that you can use with your knife. It's not a bad idea at all. Also, I know that some people, when they sharpen their knives, they use they color the edge of the blade with a Sharpie, and then sharpen the knife, and you can see where you've missed by where the black is remaining, because as you sharpen, of course, it will remove the black. I've never done that myself. I've never really found it necessary, but it's not a bad way to go. I mean, if you think it helps, go ahead and use that. Well, those are some ideas. I hope that maybe that's provoked some thought for you. And there's a lot of different ways that you can care for your knives. These are just some of them. So I hope that was interesting. And thanks for watching. I'll see you again.